Hello, and welcome back to the dining room, but not for cameras or lenses, because if you've been watching over the last couple of months, I believe I've bought every lens that I can afford to buy and every camera that I can afford to buy. But I'm still missing one thing for my ultimate vlogging machine, which is a way to carry all this. So what I did, and by the way, if you want to skip ahead to what I got, please feel free. But first, I'm going to tell you a story because it's what I do. So I went on the internet and on YouTube and I looked at, I don't know, 100 videos about camera bags. And by the way, here's a problem with looking for videos about camera bags is a whole lot of people like to make videos called like what's in my camera bag. So the video isn't actually about the bag, it's about their gear that's in the bag, which I don't give a crap about. I just want to see the bags. But I finally found some, and oh, and my God, there had to be 30, 40, 50 videos about this Peter McKinnon Nomatic everyday backpack, or Backpack V2, I think it's also called. And I watched that and I went, well, I want one of these. Well, you can't have one of those. It's, I don't know, supply chain. It was a Kickstarter thing, and apparently they sent out a bunch of them to like people who did the Kickstarter, but they're not on Amazon. I mean, you can't buy them anywhere yet. I guess I could buy it through the Kickstarter, but I have a trip to get to, so I need something. Well, turns out this Peter McKinnon Nomatic everyday backpack isn't the first collaboration between Peter McKinnon and Nomatic. By the way, if you don't know who Peter McKinnon is, well, then you don't look at photography stuff on YouTube, because he's a big photography guy on YouTube and now a bag designer for cameras, but of course, because he's a camera guy. So he's kind of like what I'd like to be someday maybe, but I never will be because he's forgotten more about photography and cameras and lenses than I will ever learn. But I'm learning, thanks to Mark Bennett, Camera Crisis. Seriously, if you haven't watched his channel, Mark Bennett's Camera Crisis, he'll teach you all sorts of stuff. It's Sony cameras, primarily. Well, I'm getting off topic again. So I went looking, and it turns out there's an older, larger backpack. I went, well, larger may not be a bad thing. So I got one. This thing is huge. By the way, Peter McKinnon apparently was a pirate in a former life. I don't watch enough of his videos. I think it's called Fly the Flag is his thing. And you see it says Peter McKinnon's signature and then Nomatic. Well, they teamed up to make, well, I'm going to put this on the floor and take the bag out since it's a little big. Arr, me hearties. Here is the Peter McKinnon backpack. Arr. This is also known as, if you're looking around shopping, it's known as the 35 liter. Packaging is lovely. I mean, it's a nice box. Okay, and then see here on the back, the card, the Peter McKinnon Nomatic. Oh, and there's a QR code that you can scan to watch a video about it, but of course I've already watched a half a dozen videos. It's a backpack. I'm not a backpack kind of guy. Even though I've been in education for 32 years, even when I was a student, I didn't carry a backpack. I carried a briefcase. I never hauled all my books around with me. If I had, this would have been a lovely backpack because you can see it's got these lovely padded straps. It's got a strap that goes around your waist down here. By the way, it's not just a camera bag. You can also, the little compartments here, so basically toiletries. Basically the concept is it's a travel bag for people with cameras. So it's a camera bag, but it's also a backpack you can carry clothes in. Now, by the way, the version 2, or the everyday backpack, is smaller. I did want one, but because I don't have that much camera gear, so I'm not sure I can fill this up, but I'm sure I'll find. So this is the so I opened the wrong side. I opened the clothing side. By the way, zippers are really hard to move because they're water resistant. It's a little tiny patch, just big enough for my hand to fit in. That's as far as it goes. and then it's about my hand width. But you know, for putting little things that you need to have handy, so that like when you're carrying your bag and you just want to grab your wallet or something like that, you can have that up there. There's another zipper over here. I said, you know, this top part was for putting clothes and stuff in, and you were probably looking at it going, well, it's only that deep. How do you get clothes in there? Well, that's what this zipper is for. It lets it expand out. Wait, let's get to the important side, which is this side. The good thing about this bag, as opposed to the everyday, the V2, that is smaller, but it's also newer. Well, actually, I couldn't get one. That's how new it is. Oh my goodness. Looky here. He sells it's a little camera bag that exactly this size, but it's $125. And I mean, this thing is like close to $400 just as is. So another $125, it was a little pricey for me. So I passed on that. Plus, it's like a little camera bag that you can take with you with just like a couple of like a camera and a lens, you know, just. But then it also unzips and this thing unfolds, and it's like a 10 or 15 liter backpack itself. Kind of like the airbag thing that I unfurled, the backpack that I unfurled the other day in one of my things. See, this is set right now for that size. If I'm not going to have that thing, I can make, you know, different space. I can move these around, make different spaces. You've got these dividers. Lots of little dividers here. You got this thing that bends. This one will bend clearly. I can see that it has a thing. There's a lot of room for camera gear and lenses. See, there you go. That's the, this is the Sony 20 millimeter f1.8 full frame. So you can just drop that in there. So you can put a bunch of lenses standing up. You can put cameras in. Now, but here's the fun part about it. There's more zipper pockets here. There's a step pit. Now this goes down to here. Maybe an iPad. Stick your iPad in here. By the way, somewhere on the side there's a zipper. There's a laptop compartment hidden in this top somewhere. But it's hidden. I mean, like, you have to hunt for the zipper. This thing has lots of zippers. Is it this zipper? Yeah, there. I didn't have to hunt that hard. See, it's right here, and this will hold, I think, at least a 15-inch like MacBook. So I mean, you can carry a laptop, you can carry an iPad, a tablet, you can carry lots of camera gear. Oh, and I was about to show you. There's two things on the side worth looking at. Different on each side. But right now I can tell you, since I'm not a hiker or backpacker or anything like that, but this this stomach wraparound strap, it goes through a thing here and you can pull it on out. So I'm going to take that on out later. I'm just not going to make you watch it. Okay, now here, this is a magnetic seal, but see, you can put a water bottle in here, or there's little tie downs up here. Remember the little tiny tripod I got in my bundle with my A7 IV? Well, see, that'll fit right in there. So now I've got a tripod with me. Or I imagine a switch pod would just slide right down in there, fold it up, and I could whip it out. So that's on one side, but the other side has a zipper. And then once you unzip it, it's a side access to the big camera gear part. Now, obviously, you'd probably want to arrange this so that you didn't have all this Velcro up against this part right here. So that every time you open it, you didn't have to listen to Velcro. But you could rearrange it so that you could have a camera. So you could set it up so that you have a camera just right there, so that you open the side and then pull your camera out, take some shots, stick it back in, zip it back up, and you're good to go. A7 IV, I haven't finished setting it up yet, so I couldn't use it to make this video. So you can get to a camera easily here. So if I have a camera here, like, I don't know, the A7 IV would fit right in there with a lens. And then you have a switch pod sticking into this thing on the side. So you grab your switch pod, you pull out your camera, you drop it on, you go do a little shooting. Well, this is pretty nifty, right? We're not done. I think they started doing this partly, well, it's their accessories, and I think they started doing it to like for the kick, because they did this their Kickstarter. And so like for different levels that you would sign up for, they'd throw in another accessory. I think. I wasn't there. But here are some of the accessories that you can purchase separately. By the way, these are not cheap. I will have the links down below. But do not... You'll probably look at the prices and go, I can do without that. I just want... A, for the video I wanted it. But B, I kind of want these things. Because here we have the Nomatic memory card case. But it has Peter McKinnon's signature on there. But basically, it's a little case, and you can put 3 SD cards here and on the other side, and then 2 bigger cards, or I guess more SD cards there. And then I guess you could stick some more stuff in here if you wanted, but oh, and it's magnetic. Oh, it has a little zipper pouch. So I guess maybe if you had micro SD cards, the little bitty ones for like GoPros and stuff, you could stick those in there. I just like, again, I've never taken a road trip with camera gear. So I wanted to be prepared, and this looked like, well, I'll have a bunch of SD cards because right now I keep them like stacked up next to my computer. Well, I won't be able to do that on the road. So here's a place to put them when I'm on the road. So that's the memory card case. Then our next accessory, this is the battery case. Again, magnetic. And it just so happens to be the perfect size to hold 3 FC100, the ones that go in here. They include the little skull and crossbones icon, which apparently is Peter McKinnon's fly the flag thing. You put these on like the bottom of the battery. So when you put the batteries in here with the tops up so that they're blank, but then when you put them back in upside down, then this little red stick. So you'll know just by glancing at it which ones are dead and which ones are fully charged. So that's a pretty cool little thing. So that is the battery case. If you go down and look at the prices on these, you're gonna go, Dr. Wicko's an idiot. Well, you know I'm an idiot. You've seen all the lenses and cameras and stuff I've bought lately. So you already know I'm an idiot. So what do we have here? This one didn't have a little card attached to it telling you what it is. Here's why you couldn't see the card. The card is stuck to the zipper. There we go. Here it comes. It's like giving birth. This is a filter case for 6 ND filters. And I just so happen, and by the way, this is where, remember, it comes in handy that I bought all these lenses that are all the same, all 67 millimeter, so I don't have to carry a whole different sets of filters. Then you can slide it down in here. And again, I've got room for 5 more. Plus there's a little pocket here and a pocket here for extra stuff. So now I have a filter holder. And we're still not done. There's one more. Basically, the only one I didn't buy was the camera, the case that expanded into a little tiny backpack, like a 12-liter backpack. Well, because it was $125 for basically an extra set of dividers for inside that bag. And I went, because I'm never going to use that little backpack part. The card saying what it is on the inside. This is an accessory case. And again, Velcro, a little divider you can rearrange. Another anti-mold thing. Do these things get moldy? Do I need to worry about that? So you got a little divider you can move around, and a little thing. So basically, with all of these little things that I can stick in here. Remember that top part, which is for that $125 thing? Well, these probably would all fit in there. And oh wait, look, remember with one of my bundles, I got this little Altura case. I can stick that in there too. Basically, I bought an entire camera luggage set. Most of it Peter McKinnon branded. One of the problems with cameras is there's all these little pieces. Again, like you put a lens on the camera. Well, you've got the lens cap, the back side lens cap. What do you do with that? Well, now I have places to put these things where I can find them. That is the Peter McKinnon Nomatic Backpack 35 liter, which is the original one that came out a couple of years ago, that I will be loading up with all of my electronics. By the way, because there's places in there, all my chargers for my phone and everything. When you travel, right, you have to carry a lot of chargers and stuff with you. I can get that all in there. I can get my iPad in there. So that's it for this video. I just wanted to show you. These are, I wish we had feel-o-vision. It's like a very soft, I don't know, neoprene. I'm not sure what you call it, but it's very soft to the touch. It feels very good. Now this just feels more like leather or leatherette, but this is really soft. This is really soft. This is leather or leatherette. But I'm relatively pleased with this. This is what I will be taking all my gear to Texas in, so I can do my vlogging. I got to take you to Buc-ee's. I've been promising this for months. So we're going to Buc-ee's together. You'll be going on as a switch pod. I'll be going in person. So that's the Peter McKinnon collection, Nomatic collection, from 2 years ago, the original Kickstarter. They've just finished. I guess it was successful. So they've done a Kickstarter for the smaller. This is the 35 liter, and now they have a 25 liter. That's it. So this is the 35 liter, the original, but all the videos you'll see these days are about the 25 liter, which is also amazingly cool. None of this stuff is cheap, but I clearly thought it was worth it because I went out and paid my own hard-earned money for it. What little money I had left over after buying the A7 IV.
3 weeks later.
Hi, I'm back from Texas. I decided I wanted to put a tag on this video to show you how I packed my stuff for my trip. But then I also have news. So the first news is, remember how I kept saying you couldn't buy the new one? Well, you can now. What a difference a couple of weeks makes, because apparently this is the story of my life, right? Right after I bought this, then all of a sudden B&H and Amazon, all of a sudden the new one's in stock. So if you want the 25 liter instead of the 35 liter, you can still get it. I don't think you can, I'll look, but I'm pretty sure you can't get the 35 liter on Amazon, but B&H still has, Photo still has it. So that's the big news. So you can go watch all those videos about the 25 liter, and if you decide you want one of those, yes, you can get them. They weren't in time for me for my trip. If I had just waited, but you know me, you've seen the channel, I can't wait. Oh, the other thing I learned, the other news I have is that I suck at vlogging. Now, that doesn't mean you're not getting your trip to Buc-ee's. That is coming, but it's going to require a considerable amount of editing because I had all sorts of problems you don't want to know. But anyway, so the trip to Buc-ee's, the vlog at Buc-ee's is coming. Maybe not soon, maybe not next week, but someday. Now, let's stop for a minute and show you what I did to the bag, because I'm really proud of how I packed this thing up. So you remember I told you this little zipper pouch on the side, you wanted to have it where the Velcro didn't come here. So what I did was I moved this one all the way up here, see, so it just misses. And I moved this one, well, I didn't even have to move this one very far. It was already kind of over here. But then this one, which came straight over, I folded back on itself and put a little divider guy in here. So as you can see, I put it so that the A7C is right here where I can pull it out without opening the top. It comes out a lot easier out the top, by the way. And I have on it the Tamron 17-28 zoom lens. And it's a little hard to get back because this little guy over here, yeah. And it has the mic already mounted, and so and right here, which I can also pull out this way, are the battery. It's the battery case. So that's all accessible from the side pocket here. Now, I also have the A7 IV in here with the Sony 20, the Sony 20mm G lens, the f1.8, which, by the way, is one of the lenses for which the A7C will do focus breathing compensation, although I don't think I ever really noticed much focus breathing on that lens anyway, but hey, I can turn it on. So I have that on there, and that's for other shots. Over at this end, now for the rest of this, other than the A7C, for everything else, I have to pop the top. So when I pop the top, starting over on this side, we have our SD card collection. Currently empty because they're back stacked next to my PC. And the filters, I don't have to open this, you've seen it. This little pocket has the microphone, the wireless mic, but also wireless on the hot shoe mic with the stereo lavalier. I have it in its little carrying bag, and that slides down in here. I have this little pouch for dropping in lens caps and stuff like that. Then here I have the kit lens. I'm not sure which kit lens it is. It doesn't matter because I put the firmware update on the A7 IV, so I can use either kit lens with either of these cameras. So I have, and fourth lens, I have the Sony 28-70. This is the kit lens for the A7 IV. So I have the kit lens for the A7 IV. Oh, and under that you might notice it's a little battery charger, which, by the way, will also work on the way out, so you can use it to charge other things. And it has 2 more of these Z100 batteries in it. Plus, I travel with 1 in each camera, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I travel with 7 of the FC100 batteries. Now here I have, this is hard to get out. This is a weird little mount, suction cup mount for like on the windshield or wherever from Small Rig, which I really enjoy, and it comes in quite handy if you use it with the camera that I carry in this little bag, which is the DJI Osmo Action in its little thing here, along with, this is the battery charger for it, extra batteries for that. Another little clamp grip that I can use to hold that onto things. And I showed this in a video a while back. It's a weird little Small Rig tool with a bunch of hex heads on it, and a Phillips head and a flathead screwdriver. So that all goes in here. So it's not bad. I've got a really good amount of camera gear with me, although I used virtually none of it on my trip. I mainly just used the A7C on the vlogging. Oh, and let me show you. I told you it was easy. I could just pull it right out, but let me show you. Help me. So see, there it is. It's a little hard to wiggle, but it can be. See, you just push that back a little and you pull it right on out and put it back in. But the other side, see, in the little floppy thing, which everybody says put water bottles in, I have my switch pod. Oh, and there's little tie-down things up here, and these are bongo. Sarah Dici, in one of her videos, was swearing by these little bongo. They look like little bongos, little bongo ties. So I have one of those running through the leather here and strapping it down so it's not going to fall out or wiggle around. So I can just undo this. If I can figure out which side there, this way. So you can just undo the bongo tie, pull out the switch pod, flip the thing over, pull the camera out, boom, I've got my switch pod, I'm ready to vlog. And again, I did the vlogging. You're probably not gonna like the vlogging. I need practice. These little walks to the backyard, not good enough practice. Oh, and the other news, I had another piece of news. I get recommended a podcast with Peter McKinnon because I've been searching for Peter McKinnon videos about this bag. So I get recommended a podcast on YouTube with Peter McKinnon as one of the guests. And he's going on and he says, now I'm paraphrasing, so I mean, don't yell at me if I get this wrong, but it's pretty much, it's how I took it. He said, you know what I hate? I hate YouTubers that start a channel to do something specific and then start making videos about cameras and camera gear and all the stuff they use to make their videos. And I'm sitting there going, wait, that's me. Because I started the channel to talk about cars and buying a new car and doing all that stuff. And I've morphed into doing videos about all sorts of things. I've morphed into doing videos about all sorts of things, including tech and camera gear, so Peter McKinnon hates me. Now, I didn't know that when I bought this. I probably still would have bought the bag. It's a really, really nice bag. In fact, I'm going on another little trip tomorrow, and I will be hauling it along. I'll see if there's any vlogging opportunities on that trip as well, because the vlog bag will be coming with. So this is the Peter McKinnon Nomatic 35 liter, which is harder to find because it's the 2-year-old version, Kickstarter. Still a fine bag. I can recommend it. I had it on the other side, but well, I'm not gonna show. We don't have the kind of time. But on this side, I have all my chargers and stuff, and I have my little speaker, my little Bluetooth speaker that I put by my bed when I travel, and I can put my pills in here. I kept my checkbook and stuff up in here. It was just a great little bag to have with me. And then it had I had all my camera gear pretty much ready to rock and roll. So, Peter McKinnon hates me, but I bought his bag anyway. So that's the Peter McKinnon Nomatic 35 liter, which I highly recommend. You can get this at B&H Photo, but now the 25 liter, the one that I really wanted, is now available. I'm not going to buy one because this one does everything I need. I don't need two. But the 25 liter is available. You can get it on Amazon. Links will be below. So that's my little update on the bag. Again, I'll get back. I'm back slaving away editing after I'm going on another little trip. So when I get back from that, I will get back to slaving on the Buc-ee's video. But it's not going to be that exciting. Go watch some other people's Buc-ee's. Now wait, watch mine first, then go watch other people's Buc-ee's video. Now it's not terrible. Well, you be the judge. I have trouble. I have a little trouble. Fortunately, I have Catalyst Browse, so it shouldn't jiggle a whole lot, but it'll still jiggle. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.